I find that I'm ridiculously time poor, and but I also know that in this job you need to have a really good work-life balance for your own well-being, and for you can't be an effective leader if you're not in a good place, if you're just burning the candle at both ends. So I started using AI a lot more because it does save so much time. It just saves you so much time.
Welcome to Trailblazing Schools, the podcast for educational leaders at the intersection of leadership, complexity, and intelligent technology. I'm Trudy Graham. This is a space for leaders navigating uncharted territory. We explore strategic leadership, ethical innovation, and how AI can strengthen the deeply human work of education. Yvonne Watt, welcome to the Trailblazing Schools podcast.
Thank you, Trudy.
I'm so excited to have this conversation with you today. Yvonne, principal at Glen Aplin State School, and this conversation, I am really fascinated to hear your story, Yvonne. And I won't tell people what you do. Let's let AI introduce you, because I know you've got it to write your bio. I love these, so let's hear what it says.
I love what it's written about me. It's and thank you for having me. All right, it says Yvonne Watt is the proud principal of Glen Aplin State School, a small rural school where community belonging and high expectations sit at the heart of everything she does. A passionate educator and instructional leader, Yvonne is deeply committed to helping every child succeed while creating a school culture that feels warm, inclusive, and genuinely connected. She leads with courage, humour, and heart, balancing strategy with compassion and always keeping students at the centre. Whether she's supporting staff, building community partnerships, or championing rural education, Yvonne brings authenticity, creativity, and fierce care to her leadership every single day. How nice is that?
Nailed it. Fierce care. What a great phrase.
Isn't it? Isn't it? And it's true. I do. I care a lot about our kids and about our staff and about our community. I just want what's best. I just want the kids to be the best they can be. And I want staff to be happy, because when they're happy, they're going to be working at their best. And community is just really important. We can't do what we do without the support of our community. So that nailed it, really.
Yeah, and I get people to share it because to me, it reflects back what you've been talking with AI about, right? And it picks up on what your priorities are. And
It does. It's really interesting how much of a reflection AI is about yourself. Yeah. It's a little scary.
sometimes I think it knows us better than we know ourselves.
I would agree with that.
So, Yvonne, what did it say then should be your message for this podcast?
The next one, yes. It says, you don't need a perfect map to lead well. You need clarity in your purpose, courage to act, and the willingness to walk alongside people. Trailblazing isn't about having all the answers. It's about being prepared to step forward when things are uncertain, to make decisions anchored in what's best for your people, and to hold steady when others feel unsure. For you, leadership isn't distant or performative. It's present. It's at the gate, in the classroom, in the hard conversations, and in the quiet moments where trust is built. And most importantly, people don't follow plans. They follow how you make them feel. So your role as a leader isn't just to set direction. It's to create a place where people feel safe enough to try, to fail, to grow, and to belong. That's pretty cool.
Yes. And what's interesting for me now, Yvonne, is I've heard this from a number of different leaders, same prompt. They're all using exactly the same prompt. Yeah, there's some common themes, but there's also some nuances. And yours had those really specific to you examples at the end about being at the gate.
Well, I'm at the gate every afternoon, yeah. Unless I'm stuck in a meeting, I'm not at the gate or I'm not here. But yeah, it's really important to be present and to be visible. Yeah.
What has resonated for you in that
In
last response?
I think I really like people don't follow plans, they follow how you make them feel. leadership is it's got to be strategic, but it's people focused and people centered. And yeah, people are going, yeah, it's right. People do follow how you make them feel. If people are happy to come to work or they feel safe to try new and different things, then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want people to feel safe and to belong. Belonging's really important for me. Everyone should feel like they belong and welcomed. So,
Yeah. And that's probably a lovely segue into telling us a little bit about your current leadership context. Tell us about Glen Aplin.
Excellent. So I've been acting at Glen Aplin since 2023. Finally placed, so now I'm here permanently, which is amazing. It's been a long wait for that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm really, really pleased. Where I really love this school and I love this community. It's really a special place to be. So to finally just know that I'm here permanently is fantastic. It's really feels really good. So we're a small rural school about 10 minutes south of Stanthorpe. We're surrounded by farming land and vineyards, and we've currently got 25 enrolments. There's population around Stanthorpe just been going through changes in the last few years, and we've just seen a steady decline in our numbers over the last few years. Which is it's really sad. And it's not just my school, it's happening in a few schools across the area. We currently have 2 full-time teacher aides and 2 teachers, and they've all been at the school for a really, really long time. We're like talking 20 plus years that they've all been at the school. Our community is incredibly supportive and our students are absolutely wonderful. And we have a really wide range of, diverse range of student needs at Glen Aplin. So it's never a dull moment.
We'll get to the school stuff, but let's just back up. People,
Yeah.
yes, she said vineyards.
Yes, I did. I did. There's grapes everywhere.
Yes, Granite Belt country, is that how they describe your area?
Yes, Granite Belt, yes. And it is very famous. We're very famous for our wine and our cold weather, our cold Queensland weather. So it's definitely somewhere where you can come and light a fire in winter and occasionally it snows. Not very often, but occasionally. Maybe once every 30 years.
Yeah, probably the only place in Queensland that has that claim to fame.
Definitely. But it is beautiful. It's absolutely a beautiful area of the world. It's really special.
Yeah. And with the vineyards and the wine, it's quite a tourist area for that reason,
Yes.
isn't it, around Stanthorpe? Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, you can't get a park in the main street in winter or even Easter.
All right.
It gets really busy.
Yeah. And again, the location, an easy drive from Brisbane for people who want to get away for a long weekend. So perfect.
It is. It's only about 2 hours and 45 minutes, so it's very accessible.
Yeah. So now let's get to the school context part.
Okay.
Shifting population.
Yes.
Demographics.
Yes. Yeah.
What else makes the role feel complex or demanding for you, Yvonne?
Well, I'm a teaching principal, and so that's absolutely a massive role. It's you've got to focus on the teaching, and that's got to be your main focus. But you still have to do everything that a principal in a larger school has to do, but without the backup of a leadership team. So I find all that strategic planning and things like that, strategic planning and areas of focus takes up a lot of space, but so does the teaching and planning for teaching and learning, because that's the priority as a teaching principal. That's where your focus has to be.
Yeah. And what do you teach, Yvonne?
Right now, teaching grade 3 and 4. There's we're very lucky. We've split our classes into Prep 2, a 3-4, and a 5-6. And I've only got 6 children in that classroom, which is really good because I can really focus on exactly what each kid needs. So I'm in the classroom 4 days a week, and I have 1 day in the office to get all my strategic stuff done and instructional stuff done.
Yeah.
And operational stuff.
Yeah, budgets and
Paying the
all of
bills.
those things. Yes, yes. And without a full-time admin support as well. That's not
Yes.
often talked about in small schools, but
Yeah, we have
I know
someone
what
here
it's
two and a
like.
half days a week. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get everything done, and we're not in the office on the same days either. So that makes that tricky as well. When we've got to try and catch up about finances and HR stuff, and we're just not in the office at the same time, so makes it tricky. But we get it done.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Yvonne, have you intentionally changed the way you work in response to that context and those pressures?
I started using AI a lot more. I find that I'm ridiculously time poor, and but I also know that in this job you need to have a really good work-life balance for your own well-being, and for you can't be an effective leader if you're not in a good place, if you're just burning the candle at both ends. So I started using AI. My first foray into using AI was when I hadn't got around. I had like 3 hours until the year six dinner, and I didn't have a speech, and I was like, time to write one. So I just went, oh look, I'll just give AI a go. And so I asked it to write a short speech for me about leaving year six and going into high school. And it wrote this beautiful piece about how high school is about opportunities and how you discover what you love, what you're passionate about. And so that was really cool. And I still use that speech now. I've tweaked it a little bit. Because sometimes I have the same parents a couple of years in a row or a couple of years later, and like they can't hear the same speech. But I've tweaked it a little bit, but it's actually the same speech that it wrote for me all those years ago. So that was my first. And once I started using it, like did that speech, I just went, oh, this is really cool. And then I used it for some difficult emails that I had to write, difficult responses for emails, and then it just spiraled from there. And I've used it for help with I thought, oh, surely it won't. But it helped me write my AIP and my strategic plan after the school review. And it's just, yeah, I've used it for some really fun stuff, and it's saved me so much time. And I have my life back now, which is really exciting. So I think the
Yes.
most fun thing I've used it for was when we had staff celebration week last year, and I created all my staff as little action figures. And they all carried accessories, and it was the kids that went, oh, this is the accessories they'll have, and this is how we would describe them. And we made I made these little dolls with the AI. That was a lot of fun. It was really frustrating too, because it didn't always get it right, and it would sometimes put the last person's accessories into the next person's, and it's like, oh, this is really frustrating. But it was a lot of fun, and people really loved it. So we had, a lot of comments and a lot of views, which was really great.
Yeah. Now, for those listening in, and I tell people you can go and have a look at the Glen Aplin Facebook page. You'll need to scroll back. And I'm also going to be cheeky and saying that was so 2025, right? Because all the images, as we say, everything is fast moving in this space. So, if you did that task now, you'd
That's been
probably
done
get better.
before. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm thinking that it would probably not make as many errors for you, or I would like to think that.
Oh, that would be
Um,
nice, because that was really frustrating.
yeah.
It's it's not perfect. It's not perfect, so AI, but it's useful and
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you do need to be absolutely aware that it will make errors, and that's, part of using the tool. I loved that you had the students' input, Yvonne, because they really made it real, didn't they?
They
And
did.
it was filled. The posts were filled with gratitude from the kids. Like you could just hear what they appreciated in every staff member that you profiled.
Yeah, that was pretty special. It was pretty special. Student voice is so important, not just for things like that, but for everything. You got to listen to what your kids have to say. It's vital. Helps them
Yeah.
feel like they belong and they're part of everything. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And in a small school, they absolutely can, right? Because of the size, like it's like individuals.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Everyone gets what they need at Glen Aplin. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I can see why you love it.
Do really lucky.
Across this podcast, you'll hear leaders navigating complexity with courage and clarity. If you'd like to see how that looks in practice, visit trailblazingschools.com/field notes. These field notes capture real stories from school leaders using AI as a thinking partner, strengthening leadership, not replacing it. It's free, practical, and designed to prompt your own next step. You'll find it at trailblazingschools.com/field notes. I'm just going to take you back to, Yvonne, you were talking about work-life balance and how important that is. And one of the things that I've noticed in interacting with you and knowing your work is you actually advocate for that, for small school principals beyond yourself. Like you are such a big advocate for this, for others who are also teaching principals. You're active with QUASP.
Yes.
You're active in your cluster.
Yes. I like to, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. And it's really important. It's a lonely job sometimes, and you really need to have that support network around you. Definitely. Most definitely.
And you actually made the bold move of encouraging cluster principals to get on board with AI as well.
Absolutely, we did. We had PD at the beginning of the year, which was amazing. And I know quite a few principals had already been delving into AI, but there were some teachers across the cluster that really hadn't done a lot with AI. And to hear their squeals of excitement when they could see what the AI could do for them to help with their planning was really cool. It was awesome. So hopefully some of them have their work-life balance back now as well.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It does save so much time. It just saves you so much time.
And Yvonne, have you had any feedback from the principals or the teachers that were involved?
Yeah, it was very, very positive. It was very positive about how they didn't realise that AI was so easy to use, and what a useful tool it was. So that was really good, and they definitely want to learn more, which is fantastic.
Yeah, thanks. And you've talked about, well, your Staff Appreciation Week and the fun use of AI in creating images of staff with the student voice. And you've talked about speeches and emails, which I must say is often what I hear. It's kind of the entry into the world of using AI in leadership.
It is.
And then you've talked about your strategic plan on the back of the school review. Are there any other uses?
Classroom planning for sure. Especially when you're teaching multi-age, you can upload those assessments into the AI and then ask it to create you like an 8-week unit plan, making sure you're meeting all the achievement standards that need to be met, and it will spit it out for you. It spits out my like a whole unit for me, and it does my lessons, and it pulls out the learning intentions and the success criteria, and it differentiates for you for children with the need that differentiation. It's amazing, and it gets you where you need to be. And it just, because we spend hours and hours and hours on planning. We take days off class, and, it's quite an expensive cost for a small school when I think TRS is like nearly $600 a day now. That's a lot out of our little budgets. So, the AI makes that planning so much easier and quicker and effective. I think it's effective, and you can tweak it. You can ask it to change it how you need it, make a lesson longer, or you can give it a time frame and say, I need an hour-long lesson, or 45 minutes. I've got 45 minutes, and it does it. It's amazing. It does the worksheets, student booklets, whatever you need. Phenomenal. Anchor charts.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you've shared that, because talking with small school principals who, as you've beautifully explained, have their, I'm going to say foot in both camps, but really it's like your body doubles, right? You're a teacher and you're a principal. And so many of them talk about the hours that it takes to plan, days to plan, and just, think about that in terms of multiple year levels as well, like your example, 3, 4. This now generates that in an hour once you're good at prompting, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm actually using it at the moment. I'm in the middle of writing a integrated unit because we do a school musical every 2 years, whole school musical. All the kids are in it. But this year, I want to bring in all the drama and music and dance and design technology and visual art and create a unit so that we can do the musical and then tick off like meet the curriculum at the same time. And so that's been really I think I nearly broke it once, asking it to do too much at once. So I've got to do it in smaller chunks. It's not just like give me a whole unit for prep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I've got to chunk it. Yeah, but when that's finished, that's going to be amazing. So it won't just be us practicing musical at lunchtimes. We'll be able to do it during class time and build the sets and design the props and meet dance, music, and drama. Not everything in the curriculum, but a lot of it, which will be amazing, and it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, I'm just like, this is so good, so good. I'm curious, have you actually got the AI to write the musical itself, or are you?
No, I have heard
Okay.
of someone that has asked it to adapt another musical for a small school for them, and they performed it. So I have heard that it has been done, but no, I've used one that's already been produced with the music. But I'm sure it could do it if you asked it to create an original school musical. I'm sure it could. Songs and everything, I have no doubt.
I didn't think about the song aspect, but I've heard people using it to write plays, end of year concert items, and contextualizing it to their school community, which I just think is awesome.
Yeah, well,
I
you're giving
also
me crazy ideas now because now I'm thinking
sorry.
that in 2 years' time we're going to have to do a Glen Aplin school musical based on Glen Aplin, and the AI will have to write it, and like that could be fun.
Now, Yvonne, what you're talking about here, the added value is that you are able to integrate all of those different components of the arts seamlessly and to then treat this production, which you would be doing anyway, as truly curriculum at which you will be able to teach and assess.
Yes, that's the plan.
And you haven't done it like that in the past?
No, it was done like so. Our first one a couple of years ago was definitely done as a standalone. We didn't integrate any curriculum into it. We just did it. We rehearsed at lunchtimes, and then at the end of the year, when we had that time, we had a company come out and do all the dances for us and choreograph the dances. And so that was good. That took a lot of time off, but we didn't assess it. And then I was like, we've got to be smarter about this. If we want to do it, it takes up a lot of time. We've got to be smarter about it, and we need to tick off some curriculum. Teach and assess some curriculum while we're doing this musical, which the kids absolutely love. So, yeah.
This is smarter, all right. Holy dooly. This is a win-win all round. Like, you're saving time on your planning. And yes, once you work out, chunk it down, like I call it, construct the prompt, right? So you don't have to do it all in one go. You build it bit by bit. So you're saving time in your planning, but you're also now like getting value add out of your teaching time.
Yes. Yes. Working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, I love that. I'm sure the
Yeah,
kids
me
will love
too.
it too.
They will. And the parents will. They love the musical at the end of the year. So it's about experiences for the kids as well. It's one thing to do drama and acting at school, but let's have a musical. Let's sing and dance and have a really good time, and let's construct it ourselves. Let's design the props and the sets and really get involved with it.
Yeah.
So good for the kids.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that efficiency in, or rather, not putting extra pressure on your teaching time, because you would have to assess those different components of the curriculum.
Yes, yeah, we have to do it anyway. So why not integrate it into this musical? Yeah, it just seems logical and sensible to me.
Sure
And I've got
does.
a tool that can help. Because otherwise that would be hours and hours and days of work to sit down and do that manually. But to use the AI just takes just gives you so much time back.
Yeah. Well, I hope teachers hearing this have got little inspiration sparks going off everywhere
I
around
hope so too.
how to make the best use of the AI and their very precious teaching time, and to get value out of that, not the added pressure. Because I know too, like teachers will, give up their lunch times to get assessment done.
Yes, all the time, every day. Every
Yeah.
day, or you're marking something after you've taught it. You're marking that spelling test after they've had that spelling test on Friday, or you're looking over the work that they've just written for English, or checking their maths. Like, we do it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yvonne, and maybe we've already hit on this, but has the use of AI influenced your staff?
Yes.
What are others noticing that's different?
Well, I think they've definitely started to embrace the AI in their planning, which is excellent. It's just so useful to help with many different things. We've used it to create A exemplars, to put on our learning walls. We've used it to pull out the learning intention and success criteria of the unit, and differentiating for our students, especially our students on ICPs, when you need to teach so much different stuff on so many different levels. So it's been really useful, and they're excited by it. And I noticed our HOD C has been using the AI as well to help with just putting little things in place that we can personalize for our dibbles, dibbles or dibbles. I think it's dibbles. I don't know. And just putting booklets together for fluency practice, based on kids' personal interests, things that they want to read about. So she's taught me how to do that, and she had come to that PD earlier in the year, and so she's getting into it, and it's really cool to see the flow-on effect.
Yeah. Yes. And so she's like customizing reading for the
Yes,
students based
yes,
on their
yes.
reading assessments?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and so to practice their fluency, but to get them to read about a topic they're interested in, like if they're interested in horses, then she's got 10 weeks worth of reading for them there, based on horses at their level, and practicing the skills that they need to practice. So it's cool. It's really cool and exciting. Like, it's so exciting.
That, yeah. My brain's just gone holy dooly. Like, how can that not have a positive impact on students' academic outcomes then? If you are creating individualized reading to target what you've identified, because it's assessment driven, like you've used a diagnostic, and
Yes.
so you know what they
And obviously
need.
you're not using student names or anything like that when you're using this information. You're just like, I've got this kid, a student needs this, this, and this. Create me a text based on fluency that will meet these needs. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, taken the learning need, but also taken the students' interests. Like get them reading about things that they're actually interested in. Like that's, of course.
Yeah, why not? And why not? Like, we've got a kid that's madly into Pokemon. He's going to be reading about Pokemon, and he's going to love every second of it. And they're going to want to read because they're reading about things that they like and things that they want to read about. Yeah, there's lots of exciting things that you can do.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And Yvonne, I don't want to make work for you, but have you thought about like research, like tracking this? I'm just really curious around what that might result in terms of like improvement for students in reading. Well, even right down to reading fluency, right? Like even just that micro level.
Great idea, Trudy. I'll add that to my list.
Sorry.
Thanks for that. Oh, no, it'll be all right. But that's actually a really good idea, to see the impact that it has, and to see whether they are, like, I'm assuming they're all going to be more interested in reading about what they want to read about. But if I have maybe I need to have a look and see if they actually will be, if it actually does make a difference. I can't see why it wouldn't, though.
Can we get you back down the track to hear about that?
Sure thing. Sure
Okay,
thing.
great. I'm hesitant to give you another job because we've talked about workload, right? But HODC, and for those people who were thinking, what's a HODC? That's Head of Department Curriculum
Yes.
in primary schools in Queensland.
Yes.
So maybe the HODC gets curious as well because she works across schools, right? She doesn't just work at
does.
your place, yeah.
Yeah, I think she works across 7 of the schools down here. 7 of our 11 small schools on the Granite Belt. I think we've got 11. There's a lot of us.
Yeah. And given too, I mean, I know that so many schools have an improvement agenda in reading across
Especially
Australia.
With version 9.
You could be onto something. You could be onto something.
Could be. I'll
Okay.
get back to you. I'll let you know how it goes.
Just a couple of little case studies. That'd be lovely.
All right. Can do.
Sorry, Yvonne.
No, that's all right. It's all good. It won't be that difficult.
Well, I just think you'll tell if you've got kids actually interested in reading and engaged. There's the first challenge, right?
100%.
And then if you've got it pitched at their level of reading, which the AI will do, and on topics that they are interested in, that to me is just a recipe for success. I'm excited around what it'll bring. Yeah,
I can't see how it won't work. Yeah, it is. It's cool.
Wonderful.
But that was all. That was all. I have to give a shout out to our HODC for that. That was her idea. So good on you, Lauren. Champion.
We love your work, Lauren.
We do.
So, Yvonne, if another principal is listening and they're feeling a bit unsure about this AI business and where to begin, what's a small step you'd suggest for them to start?
Trudy, you said it best. Once you've got it's AI's like a nail. Is it a nail? You've got to hit it really hard with your hammer. You've just got to have some fun with it. Just start really small like I did and get it to write a speech or answer a really difficult email, and then it'll just snowball from there, and just have some fun with it. That's really where it's at. Have some fun, and then you'll get your life back and you won't look back. It'll be you'll really appreciate what it does for you.
Yeah. That I say AI is a hammer. Treat everything like it's a nail. So
that's right. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You've just got to bang it hard.
Yeah. Take everything to the AI, right? And even non-work use. Like, I just think there's a lot to be said about playing with AI in your personal life. Like, have you got any examples? That you'd be okay with sharing?
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to think of a good one. Well, work-wise, I get it to prioritize my to-do list, so that's really good. But I've also had it create a menu for me based on high protein, lower calorie stuff for my dietary requirements, and that was pretty cool. It does that. Spat me out a whole 10-week plan and a shopping list of everything that I needed. So that was, that's one
great example.
One thing I've used it for. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because it's in your personal life. It's not as high risk. And therefore you feel like you were talking before about staff and taking risks, feeling safe. Yeah. So if you're playing with it for personal uses like that, recipes, diets, those kind of things, great place to start.
We had one of our parents use it to because we've just changed our PBL mascots, and the students designed them, and she crochets, and so she threw the picture of the mascot into the AI, and it created a pattern for her to crochet. So we're going to have these life-size, like these little 30-centimeter mascots that she's crocheted for us. Which is phenomenal. It's going to be really cool when they're done. I'm really excited to see them.
I'm curious if the pattern's accurate.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be. I'm sure they will be. I don't crochet. That's not my thing at all. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. I have no doubt that it spat out what colors I needed to go and buy her, and how much of the crochet wool I needed to get. So yeah, it was awesome.
The uses are just limitless, right? It's just mind-blowing. Yeah. So, Yvonne, if principals or teachers want to get in touch with you to hear more about
Yeah.
the work that you are leading at Glen Aplin, how can they get in touch with you?
Oh, you can just hop onto our website. All the contact details are on there, or jump on our Facebook page and you can send a message through there and I'll get back to you. Give the school a ring. I'm in the office one day a week, but leave a message. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. And while you're on the Facebook page, scroll back and check out the staff appreciation posts from 2025.
Yep, October 2025, I think it was.
Yeah, thanks,
'Cause
Yvonne.
it was around World Teachers' Day.
Yeah, perfect. So, I wrap up with the ritual questions.
Yes.
Three
I do.
questions to close out that aren't about work, but back to about you. So, maybe we've already answered the first one, Yvonne, but what's the best kept secret about where you are?
Look, it's not a secret. We're famous for our wine. Like back in the day, people used to think Queensland wine was terrible, but it's really not. There are some just absolute outstanding wineries here on the Granite Belt. So get down here and drink some wine, and you'll have a really good time. Some beautiful wine, some really beautiful wineries. Happy to throw some recommendations your way if you send me a message.
Yeah, that's great. So, what's a book or film that you'd recommend, and why does it matter to you?
Well, there were two. I looked at this question and I went, well, there's two ways I could go with this. I could go with a really like a fun movie that I could watch over and over again 100 times, and that would be The Princess Bride. But I thought, no, I'm going to go with something that's really important. To me, it's a documentary film by an artist called Michael Franti. He's a singer, American singer-songwriter. It's called I Know a Lot, I'm Not Alone. And he made it way back in 2014. And he went over to the Middle East and he spoke to people on all sides of the war that was happening over there. It's not a political documentary at all, but it was really focused on the human cost of war. So and look, it's still relevant today, isn't it, with everything that's going on in the world today? So that was a different way to look at things. So that's, yeah.
Can you just share the title again, please?
It's
Please,
called
Yvonne?
I Know I'm Not Alone.
Thank you. And yet, still so relevant.
Very much so, yeah. And like as I said, I'm pretty sure he made that way back in 2014. It was a long time ago, yeah. But it was really eye-opening, and and it wasn't political in any way. So that's a beautiful thing about it as well. It was just about the people and the humans, because we're all humans. So
yeah, the shared human experience, right? I think sometimes we just lose sight of that.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. And Yvonne, at the end of a tough week, what brings you comfort or joy?
My couch, my husband and my daughter, a bit of Top Chef on Netflix. Or is it on binge at the moment? I think it's on binge. Bit of Top Chef and a glass of Pinot Noir, and I'm a happy lady. That's all I need.
I love that.
Well, it's probably more than a glass. It's a bottle, a shared bottle.
I love it. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, love a good cooking show. Watch in accompaniment with a glass of wine and my husband. That's pretty good.
Perfect. Thanks, Yvonne.
No, thank you, Trudy.
You've been listening to Trailblazing Schools with me, Trudy Graham. If this episode brought someone to mind, share it with them. You'll find further reflections, practical resources and leadership tools in the show notes. Until next time, lead with courage, seek clarity and keep trailblazing.